All right, and it's simply making real money from fake money. I will be explaining that much proper. Okay. Explaining that much proper.
Seems I can't hear over here. Am I the only one?
Okay. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, in mind to this for this class, but I have a write up that I did. By the time we are done with the class, I will be pushing it to Medium. All right, and then I'll be dropping the link here for those that might need. Okay. So let's talk testnet. What exactly are testnets? Okay. You see, we have different blockchain network and so on and so forth. Before you deploy the ones you know, the Ethereum network you know, the Polygon network you know, the Algo network you know, all these things are they are mainnets. Okay. Usually before you deploy to mainnets, certain, in fact, almost all projects will usually like to say, okay, let's test smart contracts. We've done amazing UI, we've done amazing UX. Okay, let's before we can push it out there to the public, let's test it out. Okay, let's actually see if this thing works. And then if it works, are there bugs? Are there backdoors that hackers could exploit? If it works, is it something intuitive enough? Okay, because when Uniswap initially came in, the UI was something else. Okay, a lot of persons found it a bit difficult to use. Okay, but over the years they've improved it. Other protocols coming up, they've also done like really amazing job. Okay, but most often than not, as I said already, before these things are deployed to the mainnet, they are first deployed to a testnet. And then the beautiful thing about the testnet is that you can have access to as much assets as you want, as much assets as you can't. The caveat, however, is that these assets are not real. Okay. You have for some, for example, now in one of my MetaMask wallets, I have up to more than 100,000 USD. Unfortunately, it's not real. I really wish there was a way I could convert it to real money. I wish there were some codes I could type in to switch it from mainnet, from testnet to mainnet, but unfortunately, it's not so. Okay, it's a different blockchain altogether. So a testnet is a parallel network to the mainnet. It has almost it's basically almost the same thing as the mainnet. The differentiating factor is that the testnet, everything in the testnet is not real. Now, the beautiful thing about, or the good news with this is that for you now, it means you can go wild. It means you can do basically anything. It means you can try out as many things. You can play around. You can misuse the funds as it were. The funds can get lost, and it really won't affect you. Okay, because come on, it's all fake money. It's all not real money. They are all test money. All right. But the downside to that again is that they are fake money. They are not real money. That's the downside. Me now that I have up to 100K USD in my account. Imagine that was real. I don't. Let me not go too far. Okay, but testnets. Okay, so in blockchain technology, a testnet is an instance of a blockchain that is powered by the same or a newer version of the underlying software. Okay, and these usually to be used for testing and then experimentation without risk to real funds or the main chain. All right. And then you need to understand that as I am talking about testnets, usually I'm using the term testnet loosely here. Usually testnets are divided into two. Okay, they are the incentivized testnets, and then there are the non-incentivized testnets. The one you should be on the lookout for should be the incentivized testnets. Okay, in the broader perspective, testnets fall on it's actually under a category of airdrop, okay, which we call testnet airdrops. All right, and then it's as I said already, the one you should be on the lookout for should be incentivized testnet. So the question then is, why should I partake in a testnet? I'm looking at it from two different angles now. I'm looking at it from the angle of the project itself, and then I'm looking at it from the angle of you as a person. Okay, because the truth is, we tend to do things that will benefit us most times. Okay, you are doing something, you are thinking, okay, what can I get out of this? All right. Because eventually you'll be spending your time, eventually you'll be spending your resources. It will take data for you to interact with most of these things. All right. That is your data going. So you are thinking, what's in it for me? Okay. So I'll be looking at it from these two perspectives. Now, why would a project like to have a testnet campaign? Why would they want to deploy things first on the testnet before they can move it to the mainnet? Well, number one, because they want to better improve the product. All right. They want to better improve the product. There is the perfect product is really non-existent. Okay. You need to keep improving, and then you need to keep improving, and then you need to keep improving. All right. So they've built a product, a working product, but they don't want to end it there. All right. So they are thinking, how can we actually improve this thing? How can we make it better? And then usually, if they are going to make it better, they will be requiring the inputs of users. All right, they'll be needing users to come around. Sometimes to detect bugs. A lot of exploits has happened in recent times. Quite a lot. Okay, quite a lot of exploits has happened in recent times. A lot of phones lost. Quite a lot of things have happened already. So you deploy on the test nets because you want to know, okay, is this thing secure enough? Yes, it might undergo audits. All right, but at the same time, we've seen audited programs, audited contracts get exploited. So it's not really foolproof as it were. You are hoping that maybe there is someone amongst the users knowledgeable enough to actually spot some of these backdoors, to spot certain doors that hackers could exploit. So why testnet? We want users to get excited about the mainnet. All right. There will really be no need for a testnet if there was not going to be a mainnet. Okay, so it's expected that once they're done with the test nets, the next thing that should follow should actually be the mainnet. And then they want users to really get excited about the different features that they may be in the mainnet. So that's why they will say, okay, let us actually organize the test net. And then finally, so I don't get to bore you guys a lot, to make it easier for persons to navigate the mainnet. All right. Usually they build some of these products, and then whereas it might be similar to other products, sometimes there might be minor deviations. All right. There might be minor deviations. So they would like users to come in and then to experience these things first and foremost. All right. Before they can now move it to the mainnet, so that by the time they come on mainnet, it becomes much, much easier for them to navigate. Knowing for a fact that on mainnet, if you do the wrong thing, your funds are lost. Yeah, you have the risk of losing your funds when you make certain moves on mainnet. All right, but it's not really so with the testnet. Then for you, what's in it for you? Well, the truth is testnets they are one of the fastest way to learn. That's the truth, because we're exposed to different protocols. Like we're exposed to quite a lot from the DeFi, especially within the DeFi ecosystem. from lending and borrowing protocols to exchanges, different things. All right, you're exposed to quite a lot of them. All right, and then you take that as an opportunity to learn. If you are going to stay long in this space, you must learn. You really don't have much of a choice. You just must know. All right, knowledge is actually power, and that's the truth. If you survive in the long run, you just have to get the knowledge. And then the truth is, testnets, they sometimes expose you to these things. All right, you see how it works. You see certain things. You use a liquidity exchange. You see the effects of slippage. You experience farming. You experience staking. All of these things. How to remove liquidity. These are things you get to experience with a free mind while you're on the testnet. All right. So it's actually an avenue to learn. And then finally, of course, you make money. You start off with fake money, you start off with test money, and then in the end, you are rewarded with actual real money, actual assets. All right. The condition, of course, is that the testnet in itself is incentivized. If it's not incentivized, it might be an issue. All right. So let us go proper into most of these things. Now, if you are going to be part of a testnet, the first thing you should be looking out for is what network. All right. If it's something that will be on the Binance Smart Chain testnet, Ethereum chain testnets, which you could have Goeli, you could have Kovan, all those plenty things. I will show you. All right. I will show you. Okay, I think I should. So let me share my screen. Okay, let me share my screen. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes, sir. Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay, now look at this guy. Look at the difference. Okay, first and foremost, of course, if you are going to be starting, the very first thing you'll be needing will be a wallet. And then the wallet has to be compatible with the network in question that you'll be interacting with. If you'll be interacting with the Ethereum network, you'll be interacting with the Polygon network, you'll be interacting with the Binance Smart Chain network, the Cello network. Majority of these networks are things that are easily compatible with MetaMask. All right. So first and foremost, you'll be needing a wallet that is actually compatible with the network that you'll be interacting with. And then for most cases, MetaMask does the job. It does the job excellently. All right. So the very first thing you need to install, of course, will be MetaMask. So this right here is MetaMask. So this it's still loading. Yeah. So this is your MetaMask. All right. So if you don't have that installed already, you will be needing it. You will. You really don't have much of a choice. All right. Now, if you go down to this drop down menu and then you click on it, you get to see the different networks here. There's the Ethereum mainnet. There's the Evmos mainnet. There's still the Evmos. They had an upgrade. So one of them is no longer needed. There's the Kronos mainnet, the Cardano, Milkomida Cardano mainnet. So these are different networks. Okay, Polygon mainnets. Okay, this one is the Binance Smart Chain, but this is testnet, and then this is mainnet. And then usually before you start, you would need to add the network of the testnet that you'll be interacting with. Okay. Now, if it's MetaMask, there are two ways you can go about this. All right. You can simply go down here and then click on Add Network, and then it's going to bring up this. In which case, you are expected to fill up certain things, and then eventually, you click on save, and that does it. Well, my go-to guy is chain list. That is my go-to guy, chainlist.org. Okay, so to me, this is my one-stop um for anything networks, adding of networks to MetaMask. Okay, now let's assume that the testnet we want to do is actually on the Binance Smart Chain testnet. Okay, is on the Binance Smart Chain. So what tests net? Let's see. Okay, let me start by connecting wallet first. Account 3. Okay. Okay. So you toggle testnets. Pardon that. On top of here, you toggle testnets, and then you can see it brings up this guy. If it was Polygon testnets, this is the mainnet for Polygon. This is the testnet for Polygon. So by simply clicking on add to MetaMask, it gets added for you automatically to MetaMask. Okay, very, very automatically. It's very simple and easy step. You really don't have to do much. Okay, so that's why this guy is my go-to guy for anything. This is it here. Okay, and then the thing with these guys is that usually, okay, let me still add an extra network. AVAX testnet. This is the testnet network. This is the mainnet network. So I add this guy to MetaMask as usual. I get I approve it, and then I switch network. I come back to my MetaMask, and then you have it. Now, as with mainnet transactions, if you are going to carry out any mainnet transaction, you must have the native token of the network you'll be interacting with, and that is as it relates with testnet. Because usually for mainnet, what you need to do is you need to go into either a centralized exchange to get the token itself, or if you have some tokens on it has to be a centralized exchange. Assuming the wallet is relatively new, there's really nothing there. You need to get into a centralized exchange. If it's Ethereum, for example, you get some ETH, you buy it and then you transfer it to your MetaMask wallet. Okay, but unfortunately, you cannot buy test. As we've said already, they are fake. They are not real. So where do you get them? This is where the concept of faucets comes into play. Okay, I go into Google, take for example, and then let me say I want some test AVAX, all right, as gas fee for some things I want to do. What do I need to do? I just simply need to type AVAX faucets on Google and then allow it to do its thing. The first link it's okay, usually that's usually the one you need. All right, so I click on it and then it's loading, and then this is my faucet. And then it's telling me that this is the faucet. I need to put in my address here, and then I need to confirm that I am not a robot. So I go back to my MetaMask, I copy my address, go back to the faucet, paste it in, confirm that I'm not a robot. Tells me to, of course, select some images, confirmed. I click on request that. And then once I click on request that, it tells me that the transfer is successful. I go back to my MetaMask and then I wait for it to come. Okay, I'll wait for it to come. So what the faucets, there you go. I have my 10 AVAX. Okay, now When I started Testnet initially, and then I got something like this. The first thing that came to my mind was to check for the price. So let's see AVAX coin gecko. Let's see the price. The very first time I started Testnet, this was what I did, and unfortunately for me, I think the very first testnet I did was on the AVAX network. So currently, AVAX is worth 47.39 USD, and then the faucet is giving you 10 AVAX, so that's around $470. You convert that to Naira, and then at least it's something tangible you get. So the very first day I did something like this, that was what I did. I quickly ran to Google. Immediately I came into Google, I checked, and then I saw the price, and then I started thinking, is there any way I can convert this to mainnet? Is there any way I could actually switch this so that I could actually withdraw the money? Because I actually needed the money. Who doesn't need the money? You get, but as I always say, and then as I've said before, it's all test funds. None of them are real. You cannot convert it to mainnet funds. It's not possible. All right. So that's it for you faucets. Now, in as much as AVAX has its own faucets, Binance also has its own faucets. Okay, let's switch to Binance Testnet. Okay, and then you see that over here there is nothing. So let me come back to Google. Okay, and then simply type BNB faucet. As usual, most often than not, the very first address, the very first link you see there is usually the one you are looking for. So this is the faucet for BNB. It tells me that I should impute my smart chain address. I go back to my MetaMask, copy to clipboard, go over here, impute it, and then I tell it, okay, give me 0.1 BNB. And then it tells me that funding has been requested and then it has been accepted for this. I now need to go back to my MetaMask and then wait. Okay. And then you get to see that usually this is like the very first step. These are the first things you need to do. All right. Because if I do not have this BNB, for example, now in this wallet, there's really no way I could interact with any decentralized application that is built on top of this testnet. Is really not possible because I will always need some amount of BNB as gas fee. It's a must. Okay, as long as you're going to interact with a smart contract, you will always pay a certain amount in gas fee. All right, so the very first thing you always need to do, know the network you want to interact with, set up the network in your MetaMask if it's not there already. And then when you are done setting up the MetaMask, go get some test tokens, go get the native token via a faucet. Now, this is a very straightforward way to get this. Okay. Now, usually for some testnets, they will now require you to do some things usually, all right, to then get the main tokens that you'll be using for the testnets. Take for example now, in recent times, I've been running the UMI testnet. All right, the UMI now is built on the Cosmos ecosystem. Is within the Cosmos ecosystem. All right, and then of course, since it's within the Cosmos ecosystem, that simply means that you can't use MetaMask to interact with it. You would have to install your Kepler. Kepler is a different wallet, and then it's specific. All right, it's really specific for the Cosmos ecosystem. All right, this is the guy. All right, this is the guy. It's this is the guy you need to install. All right. Maybe when I'm done with this, I'll drop the link for UMI. Okay. I might or I would. It's actually an incentivized testnet. And then the last time, this is the version 2. The version 1, some persons got as much as $300. All right, just from partaking in the testnet. Okay, a lot of persons got some tangible amounts of something. Okay, and then they are now doing their version 2 currently, and then it's still incentivized. Part of the version 2. All right. So for that one, for example, now um, you don't get the test tokens by going to Google and then putting in the network and then putting in faucets. No, for that one now, you would need to go to Discord. If you are doing crypto, some apps you must have. Number one, Discord. There is really no way you can do crypto without Discord. It's going to be really hard for you. All right. So Discord is a must. Twitter is a must. You might decide to have Telegram, but Discord, Twitter, these two are a must. So for the Umi now, for example, you would need to go to the Discord channel, and then they have a dedicated channel strictly acting as the faucet, in which case you are required to type in some commands and then attach your wallet address, and then that's it. It sends you your test tokens straight to your wallet. All right. So the point I'm trying to drive home here is that sometimes the faucet might not be it might not necessarily be out there. Sometimes it might be on Discord. All right. Sometimes it might actually be on Discord. Yeah. So that's for that. Okay. So these usually are the first steps. And then when you are done with this, you can then request for the tokens, as I've said already. And then having requested for the tokens, you can then interact. Okay, you can then interact with the product itself. I don't know if I should carry out an example here. Currently now there is a testnet that is ongoing. Umi is ongoing. That's incentivized. Verify, yeah. Verify is still ongoing. Is still incentivized to verify. They put out 800,000 of their tokens, all right, as reward for persons that interact with the testnet. So 800,000, 800, 1, 2, 3, multiply. The current price is around 0.2. All right, so that's around 160,000 USD for as many persons that would actually interact with the testnet. Okay, maybe I'll still drop the link in here. Okay, maybe I will verify Umi. These are two testnets I know that are actually currently ongoing. So then the question then is, how then do you have access to this testnet? All right, how do you have access to this testnet? I will recommend two different sources for you. The very first one will be on YouTube. Finance after 40. If you haven't subscribed to this guy's channel yet, I would advise you to do that actually. He posts quite a lot of stuff. He posts quite a lot of stuff. All right. So if you haven't yet, and then the beautiful thing about his own is that he does video guides for you. All right, he does video guides for you. It makes life much easier for you. So this is Finance After 40. Search for him on YouTube. Subscribe to his channel. Switch on notification. All right. He posts a lot of good stuff. Quite a lot of good stuff. All right. Then another one would be DeFi calendar. DeFi calendar. So these guys too, the beautiful thing about their own is that they write posts on these things for you. All right, they make it way easy for you to have access to it. They give you step-by-step guide on how to do the testnet itself. They have the Telegram group. They're on Medium. They have their newsletter. I am on their Medium. I subscribe to their Medium page. I'm part of their Telegram group. So you could do that too. And so you could simply get information when some of these things come up. Okay, because it's not something that comes up on a steady. However, I'll need to quickly state this. When it comes to testnets, most often than not, it can be time consuming. Okay, compared to the usual, because I told you that when you talk about testnet campaigns, they are subsets of airdrops. All right. Compared to the usual follow on Twitter, like, retweet, flip form, and all of those stuff. Testnets most often than not can usually be time intensive. All right. Um, you might need to. It will take some time. It will really take some time. All right. For some of them, not all. Okay. For some of them, you might spend minutes doing it, 30 minutes, sometimes up to an hour, just trying to finish the testnet. All right. And for some, the pay are usually good. All right. I've made something reasonable from testnet on my own end. All right. So for some, the pay is usually good. That's by the end of the campaign and everything. By the time they are done with the testnet campaign, that reminds me. Most often than not, you are usually required to fill a form. Okay, you are usually required to fill a form. In the form, you submit your address. If you've got suggestion, you submit them, and all the stuff. All right, so that by the time they are done, they can then send it to you. So let's just look at this guy now. For example, Kive. I saw this, but I wasn't going to do this. This is on the Cosmos chain too. For this, you'll be needing Kepler. So these are the rules, and they tell you strictly this will be open for 2 months. 2% of the supply, which is 2 million Kive, is allocated for the testnet, and then this is how it's distributed. Top 5,000 participants, this, the other one, that, the other one, that, the other one, that. Guide. The first thing you need to do is to connect your Kepler wallet. So you see that for this one, you are not dealing with MetaMask. For this one, you're dealing with Kepler. As you are doing this thing, you're also learning, because you then get to know that okay, anything that has to do with the Cosmos ecosystem, your go-to wallet should be Kepler. It shouldn't be MetaMask. So that by the time you want to do something, you want to get and stake tokens within the Kepler, within the Cosmos ecosystem, your mind will not be going to MetaMask. Instead, your mind will be going to Kepler. All right. So, but for this, I decided I wasn't going to do it, and I'm not currently doing that. The one I'm currently is simply Umi. That's one. Look at this guy now. Take for example this one, Evmo Swap. Although they are done already, they've released the list of winners. I think they've even airdropped it. Okay, so this is the rule for this one, just as a guide. Okay, minutes. This. Okay, now for this one, you're already seeing that for this one, you'll be needing your MetaMask, and then they are telling you everything you need to do. The guide, it's like really straightforward. All right, that's why I really, really like the 5 calendar. They give you the step, it's broken down into steps, and then you follow the steps, and then you are good to go. You are good to go. By the end of the campaign, a list is released, and then once the list is released, if your wallet is amongst those that qualified, they send you your tokens. You carry your tokens, you swap them if you wish. You swap them back to USD, and then you simply sell them off. Then you have your money in your pocket. And that is kind of like the complete step of turning fake tokens into real tokens. All right. Okay. I don't know if we've got questions. Are there questions? Do we have any questions? Do we have questions? I really won't be going. There's with DeFi calendar, the work has been made really easy. Okay, with DeFi calendar, all the steps you need are there. All right, talk to me.
I have a
Help me unmute others too, Abeg, so they can ask their questions.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go on.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much for the class. I think I've been able to understand to an extent. Yeah, you mentioned that testnet is more like it's more like airdrop, but not really airdrop in a way.
Okay.
I will know that not normally airdrops like there is this thing with certain airdrops that actually scam projects, some projects that are not even like just rock pull then stuff like that. Is there any chance that stuff like that will also exist in testnet?
Okay. With yes, it's actually possible. Rugging it has become it is as if it has come to stay within the crypto ecosystem. All right. For example, now with this deep, truth is quite a lot of projects would really go down, and then the developers might be forced to sell off, and then simply either start a different project or invest in other projects. All right. So rug pulling is kind of something that has come to stay within the crypto ecosystem. So yes, it's possible that when you're done with all of this, that reminds me, as you're interacting with most of this, please ensure you are using a new wallet account. Okay. Please never ever use your mainnet wallet to interact with any decentralized application that you do not trust. And the truth is that most of these test nets, you really don't trust them yet. Yeah, that's actually the truth. So with MetaMask, the let me show you what I do on my own end with MetaMask. Okay, so this is MetaMask. So what I usually do is, you see on this create account, I simply create a new account. Okay, I have a dedicated account strictly for testnets. All right, so that's I'm hopeful that okay, at least if I'm interacting with this, and then probably there is some codes, some backdoors have been written into the smart contracts, and then they are now looking for a way to use that to exploit anybody that connects to it, um, just in case. All right, just in case. Okay, usually I do that just to keep it on the safe side. But yes, as you've said already, rugging can actually happen. Yes, it's really can. Unfortunately, there's really nothing much that you can do about it. Okay, there's really nothing much you can do about it, unfortunately. All right, but I have given you links to persons that publicize majorly legit projects. I've been following them for a while now, and then I don't think I've ever encountered um a a scam project within these communities. Finance After 40, DeFi Calendar. Okay, they are committed to spreading only the right thing. All right, so that's actually why I recommended them. And on our own end, we are also working on certain groups. Okay, we are working on the Telegram group again. We are trying to revamp it. We're also working on the WhatsApp group, given the fact that Mark Zuckerberg has decided to expand the maximum amount of allowable participants in a group, all right, to around 500 plus, if I'm not mistaken. All right, so we're also thinking of putting up something like that so that there could be easy interaction and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, so that's that for that. I don't know if I've been able to answer your question.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Very understood.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, help me unmute everyone, please. So if anyone has a ask question, they can easily ask. If not, we might have to call it a day.
Okay, sir. Somebody is asking a question on the group.
Okay.
Uh, what's the difference between testnet and betanet? You made mention from start that after testnet is mainnet, but I've seen a betanet. Please tell us more.
Okay. Okay. Usually, the thing is, when I used test nets within the context of this class, I used it quite loosely. Okay, test nets will usually refer majorly to the network itself. Okay, then the product you are about to test is what is usually what we call in the beta phase. All right. So the beta phase of the product is what is deployed on the test net of a particular network. I don't know if you get it. So actually, what you test actually is the beta version of that product. Okay, you test the beta version of the product, which is deployed on the mainnet, and then on the test net, and then by the time it is then deployed on the mainnet, it is then called the alpha version, most often than not. All right. I don't know if I was able to answer that well enough.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I guess so.
Okay. Any more questions?
Okay, so you talked about two projects, I think Omni and Verified, but I don't seem to get the correct spelling for them. Or
Uh,
you can,
don't worry. I'll get the different links and then I'll drop it on the group chat. Okay. Any more questions? Any other one?
I think there are no more questions, sir.
Okay. So
Yes,
if
sir.
there are
Please,
no
can you just do a tutorial or just run a test net for us to see, even if it is just one?
okay. I think the easiest one now would actually be Verify. I think that would actually be the easiest one. Okay, so this is what is going to happen. This is what is going to happen. Give me 2 minutes so I can set up properly for that. Because yeah, just give me 2 minutes. All right. So or a minute plus. Then we'll just play around with Verify. I get to show you certain things, and then that's that for that. All right. So let's give it a go. I'm about to share my screen. Okay, shared. All right, so let's go back to DeFi calendar. I search for Verify, and there you go. Airdrop guide, Verify protocol. I click on it. I go down. Yes, so Verify is inviting users to register and try their beta version on testnet. You see that thing I said. Okay, the test product, the one you release to the public first before you go proper, before you release the mainnet, is usually the beta version, and then the beta version is usually released on the testnet. The alpha version is usually released on mainnet. All right, so they are inviting users to register and try their beta version. Total reward allocated for beta testers is actually 1 million DRF tokens. All right, 1 billion DRF tokens at the current rate of around 0.2 per token. That's around 200K USD. All right, for as many persons that actually qualify for this. All right, the distribution rule is currently hidden to prevent potential fake accounts. That. So getting started. So the first thing you need to know is that it's on the Binance Smart Chain testnet. So my MetaMask is already set up for that. All right, so I know that I am good to go. So for testnet USDT, all right, if you are going to be using Verify, you need to go over here, the link there, and then you see the way they are doing theirs now. Okay, you would need to put in your Twitter link, the link to your Twitter, and then you need to put in the address you want to use to receive the test token. Verify will be sending you around 100,000 Binance USD. That's what you'll be using for your testing. You fill this out properly, and then in at most 2 days, you should receive the 100,000 USD in your wallet. Now, it's already in my wallet. All right. Now, for those of you that use the mainnet, you already know of what we call explorers. Amazing as it is, as just as we have explorers on the mainnet, we also have explorers for the testnets. All right. And these explorers are very much different from that on the mainnet. Take, for example, now I say Binance Testnet Explorer. I click on it. There you go. The very first link is usually what we are looking for, most often than not. This is the Explorer for Binance Smart Chain. I come here, I copy my account, I go over here, I post it in there, and then I search. I'm searching because here on MetaMask it's only giving me 0.1 BNB, but I'm pretty sure that I already have the Verify tokens within this wallet, but it's not here. It's not here, but I am sure that it's here. It's not showing up here. So what do? I go straight to the Explorer. There you go in token. It actually shows me that yes, it's actually there. So for those of you that might not really be familiar with MetaMask, you need to understand that most often than not, once a token is sent to you, it may not, most often than not, it will not automatically just appear. It will be there in your wallet, good and fine. But by the time you go to your MetaMask and click on assets, it will not be there. So what do you need to do on mainnet? That's on whatever you are doing on testnet, you can replicate on mainnet. You go to the Explorer on mainnet, you put in your address, you search for that, and then you scan for that, and then it should give you a list of all the tokens within your wallet. You click on any one of them, and then it should redirect you to the token itself. So this is the contract for Verify BUSD. So I simply copy that. I come back to my MetaMask. I import the token. I click on that, and then I click on this. It should automatically fill up. And then once it fills up, I tell it to add. Then I simply import the token. And then having imported the token, I come to my assets. I can then see that I have 0.1 BNB, which is necessary for gas. And I have 100,000 BUSD, which is the token itself I'll be using for testing. I go back to my airdrop guide. It tells me that I should go to this place. I go there. I allow it to load. It's loading, and then once it's done loading, this is it. It's connected automatically, so I really didn't have anything to do. All right. So this is the Verify protocol. It is an order book exchange. All right. With this, you can place, you can long, you can short. What they are bringing to the markets is innovative, especially the two-way position mining, which is really, really nice. So you remember when I was talking, I said it's part of the reason why we engage in testnet, why teams would like to deploy their beta on testnet is to get persons excited about the mainnet. So this two-way position now is something that once you open, while you are holding that position, you get rewarded in USDT. All right. You get to see that when you hold a position like that for quite some amount of time, this will begin to grow. And then with time, you can simply withdraw it. Imagine that holding a position, and then you actually get paid for holding the position. But anyways, let's play around with this guy. The first thing you need to do is to transfer. I want to move it from this wallet to my margin account. Okay, let's see. 677. Okay, that's the difference. I'm coming. I need to disconnect this guy. Okay, this is not giving me what I wanted to. It's actually connecting to a different account. It's connecting to a different account, so I need to do something about that. Let's see. Give me a few seconds. Let me quickly work on it. Okay, let's see. Go back to MetaMask. Sorry, let me quickly stop sharing the screen. Okay, so yeah, exactly what I needed. Okay, all right. Let me get back. Let me share my screen again so we can quickly round this guy off. So we are back. Now, usually when you connect for the first time, this is the page you're expected to see. Okay, this is the page you're expected to see. And then upon seeing this page, you're usually to click on connect and then you connect your wallet and then it will ask for a broker code. Last I checked, verify watchers work. Okay, let me say I don't have a code. And then with this, I can easily click on any one of them that is available. Derivation lab, verify test. What is happening? Pardon me, I'm trying to select a broker code. Without that, we cannot really do much. I think okay, let me see finance after 40. I can't tell why most of the broker codes are not connecting. Let me try. Let me try DeFi calendar. I really can't tell why. Is it that they've stopped accepting, or is it that most of them has expired? Click on wallets, MetaMask, confirm. Okay. Yeah, this guy. Next, okay. Connect. Broker code. Okay, I don't have anyone. I go with verify watchers. And then I submit. And now we are good to go. So I did all those steps. I'm here. So the very first thing I'll need to do is to transfer. Everything is here. All right. I'm simply doing it by heart because I've done it before. Okay, I'm quite used to the different process and all. All right, but everything is within this Medium article. Follow it step by step, and you should be good to go. So the very first thing I need to do is to transfer my funds from my main wallet to the margin account, which is on the exchange itself. all of them, please. Okay. Mm, I'll need to confirm that. Yeah, so it's pending now. So we verify everything is actually on chain. All right. Everything you do can be seen via the block explorer of the network you are on. Okay. Are you guys still with me?
Yes, I was here.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
You have to pardon it. That's the thing with testnets. Yeah, it can get boring at times. Yeah, but you should be motivated in the fact that if it's an incentivized testnet, I will be surprised if you would do any other testnet that is not incentivized. Um, but you should take solace in the fact that they will pay you. Yes, let that give you hope. All right, let that push you to keep doing your stuff.
So I would like to ask,
Okay.
can I ask?
So my transaction is pending. I'm trying to move. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, yes. I'd like to ask, can we do this through with our phone, like on the mobile device? Transfer?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. I do most of them with my mobile phone. If you'll be doing that, of course, that will mean you need to replicate most of the steps. And then, unfortunately, um, you cannot, um, you cannot install MetaMask on the Chrome that is in your mobile phone. Unfortunately, you cannot. So the browser you'll be using for that will be Kiwi browser. All right, you need to go to your app store. You would need to download Kiwi browser, and then having downloaded Kiwi browser, install MetaMask on the Kiwi browser, and then you should be good to go. All right. So I've made the transfer. I now have 100 BUSD here. So what do I now need to do? I just need to test the product. What do I need to test? I need to buy, I need to sell, and then I need to go to the two-way stuff. So first things first, let's try to buy, let's try to long. And the beautiful thing is that there are pairs here. Currently now, there are just two pairs, BTC BUSD and then ETH BUSD. So let's long BTC with around, and see margin. There are still margins here. All right, I can do 1x, 2x, 3x, 5x. Let's do 10x, and let's long with 100,000 BUSD. Okay, we long with that. It tells us everything. I click on OK. Um, this pops up MetaMask, so I can confirm. I confirm, and then you see most of all these confirmations I'm doing. You get to understand that what is actually going is that 0.1. Look at it. If I did not have that 0.1 BNB, I would not be confirming anything. I would have what we call insufficient gas fee. And it's quite the same thing with mainnet. On mainnet, you don't have enough gas. There's nothing you are doing that will go through. All right, absolutely nothing. Okay, so I try to long confirm with it BUSD. Let me try to short with 1K. Okay, and that's just it. With testnet, usually you're expected to test every damn thing. Try as much as possible to test every single thing, because most often than not, these guys will put a benchmark. They will say, okay, only those that were able to probably test 4 out of the 5 innovative features, or out of the 5 features on testnet, those are the persons that will qualify for the rewards. Most often than not, they will tell you it's only persons that tested all. There was one I did few weeks back. I did everything right, but unfortunately, I wasn't able to join the Discord quite on time. And then unfortunately, they set a criteria that it was only those that joined the Discord server few weeks earlier or few days earlier that will be qualified for the airdrop. And that was how I missed out on that airdrop. And it was quite something tangible. It paid me sharp, but what to do? I take solace in the fact that you cannot really capitalize on all the opportunities. I, I don't care how good you are. At some point in time, opportunities will pass you by. That's just the truth. Uh, when that happens, remember you are only human. Yeah. Sometimes there's really nothing much you can do about some of these things. Don't let it get you sulky and everything. Be quick to stand up. Be quick to dust it off. Pick the lessons you need to pick from it, and then you keep moving on. Yeah. So down here, I can see that I longed BTC BUSD pair. Down here, I can see I shorted its BUSD pair. So the next thing I need to try out will be the two-way feature. With that, let me use 500K and open a two-way position. And then if I'm to hold this position for a day, within, or at least within 2 days, I will get to see that I will be rewarded some BUSD. Okay, what's happening? Okay, it's not able to get the gas fee. So now I click on confirm and then I wait on it to open this position for me. It's pending because it's on chain. So definitely the block will need to be included. It will need to be approved and everything. And then once that is done and then it's included in the blockchain, then it comes out as successful. So that's it for Verify. I'm basically done with this. But for Verify, I'll need to take you back to the guide and then look at this. They said the distribution rule is currently hidden. Why? To prevent potential fake accounts, spam, stroke, auto trading bots. In general, you get a larger share of the reward if you, number one, are active on the beta testnet. So what this means is that there will be some time commitments on your end. The commitment will be that probably once in a day, or probably once in 2 days, or probably 3 times in, or probably once in 3 days, you might just decide that, okay, let me go on here and place some trades. That should automatically help check off this one, that you are active on the beta test nets. You spot bugs or make suggestions in their Telegram and Discord. Of course, the Telegram and Discord should be somewhere around here. It should be somewhere around here. They usually, yes. So here you go. This is the Telegram group. You click on it. You have access to the Telegram group. You get in there. You can probably spot some things, say some things. Yeah, that's according to them. Might. You get might. It's not a guarantee. Okay, it might. Then finally, they say participate in other activities like the IDO. They are done with their IDO, so you cannot really participate with that. So that is done. So your short bet is 1 and 2. So if you decide that, okay, I want to be part of this guy, and then I want to earn some DRF tokens, remember they are allocated a million DRF. All right, I want to be part of this, guys. I will take out something from this. Yeah, so let me simply copy this and then put it down there on the Telegram group page. Smart community. Okay. So that's the DeFi calendar link for that. Let me also get the one for Umi. Yep. So yes, so those are the two links. The first one for Verify, the second one for Umi. And so the guide is there. All right. Just follow the guides, and then you should be good to go. Yeah. So that's it for that. Do we have any questions? Okay, I'm guessing none. So with that, we should be rounding off this session right about now. So thank you very, very much for your time, guys. So it's nice having you guys around. Yeah. So we'll probably talk some other time.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Good night. Everyone.